Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So two things. This video is going to be a little bit rough because I have my dishwasher running. It's the day after the 4th of July and y'all know how the 4th of July goes. The cookout, it was long. And so I am also allergic to grass and pollen and I sat in the grass the entire day. So like I'm just congested. It's horrible, but I wanted to show you guys my favorite juice that I make, and I've been making this on rotation. I take, I would say, one shot a day for 7 days, and I don't have a stop. Like I've been doing it all week, but I have the mic, so hopefully you guys can hear me. I have the dishwasher running, so it's really loud, but I have the mic, so hopefully we can get started. But today I'm going to show you guys how you can turn your skin, your body, all of it good AF just with 5 ingredients. So firstly, I use a juicer. Mine is a cheap one. I don't need to go buy a Ninja or something super expensive for like 300 bucks, 200 bucks for something I can get for like $30 on Amazon. So my juicer, when I flip the camera so you guys can see it when I'm actually juicing these things, it may not be 100% amazing. I still have to drain it. But at the end of the day, you're gonna have to drain it with or without an amazing juicer or not, usually because the pulp and everything that you're using. So I suggest, even if you are a broke college student like me, my channel is for budget friendly. So you can do this cheaply and easily. So firstly, starting off, last time I used a baby pineapple and I wanted to show that for the video today, but then I couldn't find one. And I think it's because real pineapples are in season right now. So they're like, no. But either way, I got this Dole Tropical Golden. We're going to cut it and juice it. Um, and then for the gardeners, I am a little gardener too, so I want to show you guys. If you just cut off this top here, you can literally take this and plop it into your little container or whatever you have vase to grow it in some soil, and it comes into a whole new pineapple. I have that at my actual house. This is my apartment, so I'm not going to show that whole process, but I have another video coming about that soon. The next thing you're going to need is some ginger. Because this is for 2 weeks, I have basically the equivalent for 2 weeks. If you are only doing it 1 week, you can just do half of what I'm doing. I know it's more fresher to do it weekly, but at the end of the day, we're meal prepping on a budget. I get paid bi-weekly. I'm going to buy it bi-weekly. And at the end of the day, I'm the one drinking it, not you. So, yeah. But I have a pineapple. I'm going to use this one for 2 weeks in total of shots. I've got 2 things of ginger. You can get the ginger like buying it, but honestly, I found that these are just cheaper and also does the same difference. So it's still ginger. Instead of just picking it, I got these ones at Safeway. Same with the turmeric. You can pick one like from the little area that they have, or just these two little containers. There's nothing added into it. It's just pure. So that does the same. And then I have my regular black pepper. This is good if you're going to be doing juicing with these specific fruits and vegetables mixed in together, because of the fact of you want to be able to digest it and not die. I did it before without the black pepper and I was fine, like physically that week, but I learned, when you know, learn, do better. Hello. When you know better, you do better. Okay, so we're going to do better. We're going to do this the first time with this. I'm not going to add a whole lot, but enough to where you can't taste it, but also enough for it's good for you. And then I have 2 lemons. You can do 1 lemon and 1 orange, or you can do 1 apple, orange, and 1 lemon, because apple cider vinegar is really good for you too. Unfortunately, I'm allergic to apple cider vinegar. The way I found out was I took a shot of it one day, no one home, and I almost died on the floor. I literally passed out, choking havoc, dying. My favorite witnessed that. Probably what killed her. I don't know. But trauma, you know. But anyways, it was horrible. But it would be good if you add that into this. I'm just not going to, because I also drink orange juice with my iron pills every morning. So I don't need any more vitamin C than I'm already going to get anyway. But lemons are going to be needed for like flavor as well, and obviously for the skin. But apple cider vinegar is also great to add, or oranges. You're also going to need some of your supplies. I've got a little thing to drain, like we're going to have a paper towel so we can get only just the juice, not the pulps. And then I've got a measuring glass so I can pour it into my big cup and for my small shots. And then you need a juicer, which enough yada yada. We've been talking for 5 minutes. We're gonna start everything. So I'm gonna start cutting up my vegetables, my fruits and veggies. Is this a vegetable? Is this a fruit? I can't tell, and I didn't really care to Google it. But tell me what it is in the comments. But anyways, we're gonna cut up our fruit, and we'll get back to you guys when I'm done cutting everything up. Okay, so as you guys seen, we cut up all of our things. For my ginger and my turmeric, I left pretty much all of the skin, and our lemons have skin too. All I did was cut off the ends for all three of those things because honestly, I rinsed everything off. You saw it fall into the sink. I cleaned everything. I cleaned the sink before I even started cutting for that reason alone. But everything in the juicer is going to be juiced. So we want to get as much of it as we can. I just opened up the lemons and the ginger and turmeric by cutting off the ends so that like they can get all of the juice inside and out without having like the ends getting caught in there and stuck in there. And I know my juices aren't going to be the easiest. I usually start with my pineapple, my lemon, ginger, and then turmeric, or turmeric then ginger at the end. Because at the end of the day, I know that's going to be the hardest to pull the juice from. So we're going to go for the easy stuff first and then, work our way up. So I have everything here as I shown you guys before. We're going to start juicing by our pineapple first, then lemons, like I said. And we're going to go from there. Everything that I'm juicing I'm going to pour and drain at the end, but I have this little like container at the bottom of my juicer. Obviously, I don't know all of it's going to fit in here at once, but if it doesn't, before we like I said, pour it in and everything and yada yada, we're gonna pour it into like this container for right now, before doing this part on top, but just pouring it in here, and then I'll shift it at the end because I just know this is gonna make a lot of juice. And you can put it in a container before you prep everything. That's the whole point. You can get a bigger one of these. This just came with my juicer, so it's only gonna fit my juicer. But let's start, and then I'll explain as we go. All right, so we are finally back with all of our juices. Excuse me, I naturally do not separate them, but for the sake of this video, I figured I would. So you guys had an idea of like how much I'm putting in of everything. But the idea is that there's going to be more pineapple or your apple cider vinegar and water so that it tastes more of this than anything else because I hate the smell and taste of ginger and turmeric, but it still has the same benefits in my body than any other response. So the idea is you're getting the benefits, but you're also not going to taste something that just tastes like bleh. So let's start. I have a runny nose. The congestion is hitting, so I want to get this as quickly as possible. But I strained everything, and as you saw, I lost a lot of pineapple juice. I tried the paper towel method that I saw on TikTok. Do not do that. Just use your regular like shifter. That's good enough. I still have foam on top because I didn't shift. I didn't want to shift again. I was like, this is too much. I'm gonna just use a spoon and comb it off. But this is it after 3 times, and this is just pineapple juice. Um, this is our lemon juice here, and everything has been like shifted, and this is what we have afterwards. This is our turmeric and our ginger. There's more ginger than there is turmeric, but it's fine. And then this is the container I'm going to put everything in, mixing together. I know it's kind of weird, like why are you doing it in like a water bottle? But it's fine. I'm just going to pour it in here, and then when I shift them into my little shots, you'll see, and the rest will go in here for next week. Then I'll be able to pour them into the shots again. So starting with our pineapple juice, we're going to just pour that on in. And I have this little funnel so that I get everything as much as I can. All right. And a lot of the foam is still left in here, which is good for me, so I don't have to shift again or comb it off. Then we're going to start with our lemon. juice going in. And then we're going to do our ginger. And then lastly, our black pepper and our turmeric. So I have about a fourth cup, 1/4 cup. And I'm going to do like 3 shakes of this. 1, 2. Actually, 2 is enough because it's actually a lot of shakes that went into that. And I don't know if you guys can see that. Whoop, that's on my counter. But there's a lot of black pepper that went into that. And we want enough because there's still some in here, like, juice in here. But we don't want too much. So I think 2 should be enough. That's about like maybe half a teaspoon, half a teaspoon. Um, so that's enough in there for me. And then we're going to add, so this is where we're at right now. This is how much we have. And we're at halfway. We're going to add some water. And this is where if you had apple cider vinegar, you would add a little, I would say about just as much as you added of the ginger. So I would say maybe a half cup would be like or half, 1/4 cup would be great right now, 1/4 to 1/2. But right now I'm going to add some water in, some filtered water off camera to right about here so we're under the 20 line. I would say we're at 18 ounces. We're going to add it until we're about 21 ounces of water to this. So we're at 18, we want to be at 21 with water. So let me add that real quick. So I accidentally added a little too much, but we're at about 22, not 21. But the reason I'm adding water is just to cut the flavor. And you don't have to do that. I just chose to because I want to cut it a little. I don't want it to be too like, whew, I felt that. So I have this, and then I'm just going to shake it up off camera. And this is pretty much our juices. And then we're going to pour them into our little cups, which let me show you the shots. I'm going to just do 3 on camera and then the rest off camera on my own time. So these are the brand, this is my first week trying these ones, this past week, which is Vive Organic. I got the Immunity Boost Original Ginger and Turmeric, and then I got the Immunity Boost Vitamin C Ginger and Turmeric. I never had this brand before, but this is the only brand that they had at Safeway at the time. And the reason I did it is because I was lazy and didn't want to make the shots like I did just on camera. And I also wanted the containers. So these are plastic. The ones I had before were glass. And I believe in recycle reuse. So there's a little bit of ginger or turmeric in there. So we're going to recycle reuse this because why waste things when we don't have to? But I'm pretty much going to just put this funnel in here. This is a rubber funnel, so it should easily just be able to just stick that bad boy in there. And then we're just going to fill them all up. And I have 7. Some of them are still washing in the dishwasher right now. So I'm not going to do all of them on camera. But when I'm done with these, I'm going to just put these in my fridge and I can last all week. But I'm going to show you just on camera, just literally how pour it in, just like that. And that's it. And I'm going to just bring it a little closer. And this is it. It's a strong taste, I will add. It's not for everyone. I hate doing this, but for my skin, it loves me for it, and I'm not mad. I'm trying to get like as much of this turmeric as I can get. I would say if you want more turmeric, you can always get like a 3rd box of like the turmeric, but I think it was pretty good enough for me because again, I don't like the taste of it. I just want the benefits without like the super heavy taste. And I think that like honestly, I've been doing this for like a month and a half. I would say a full month for sure, about a half a month left on the give or take, and I'm seeing results. So I think that that's enough, but if you did want to add more, by all means, there'd be nothing wrong with that. This like funnel's not trying to stay in, but as like I did before, just pour it on in. I'm gonna add a little bit more. Okay, there we go. It was a little bit too much at the end, but as you can see, and then I'm gonna just pour a little in here so it's even. And then you can put these in the fridge and literally just grab and go. I start my morning off taking a shot because it's 5 a.m. somewhere. I mean, 5 p.m. 5 p.m. Therefore, I just take a few of these and I'm good. I mean, I take one of these, not a few shots, 1 shot and I'm good. And honestly, like the benefits, there's so many. There are so many. I'm not even going to go on a list of how many because there's so many good ones. And like recycle, reuse, bud. Like, come on. But as you can see, This is what it looks like after. And I have done 3 shots already, and I'm like halfway out of the bottle. So I would say I might be a little under, but that's because I lost a lot of pineapple juice, which I have dual fruit bowls. So I might juice up like the pineapples in that and add a little bit more into it. But I think honestly for now we're pretty good. But it is time for me to clean up my kitchen because it is orange dyed on my counter and I don't love that. But that is all, and I wanted to say thank you guys for watching. I'm going to clean up and finish these, but have a good rest of your guys' week, and let me know if you guys try this recipe. I will see y'all next week. Have a good one. Bye.